crime is hugely costly. You do not want to undersell the cost of crime, right? Not just the cost of the victims, but there's evidence that one of the greatest harms since early childhood development to educational attainment, therefore to career attainment, is exposure to violence. Not being the victim, just being in a high violence area has incredibly massive harms to children and to adults and to families. And you don't want to understate that, and we don't. That's a cost. When you talk about cost benefit for prisons, the other cost then is the $50 billion you spend on prisons. That's the analysis, but that's wrong. Because there's another big cost to punishment we always ignore. Prison is a major vector of tuberculosis, HIV, and STDs. The risk of dying from a drug overdose skyrockets upon release because you go from using expensive, low-quality drugs to cheap, high-quality drugs. And so many people die from overdoses. They don't count as a prison death, but it's prison that killed them. A study in New York State found that in the short to medium term, 1 year in prison takes 2 years off your expected lifespan. Prison causes people who are already on the edge of poverty to have their wages go down, hours worked down, total income drops. Overall impact on the economy is slight, but impact for that person fiscally is devastating. It's a major factor pushing women on the welfare when their partner goes to prison. It pushes kids into crime from the lack of a parent at home. It throws off dating markets, right? Dating functions in a neighborhood when it's 50-50. 50% male, 50% female. And people don't date far outside their neighborhoods. In some high enforcement neighborhoods, that ratio is 60-40. Right, 60% female, 40% male, because there's so many men in prison. And that leads to more single parenthood, higher rates of STD transmission, other problems with family formation. There's a cost to collect calls to prison. In New York State, half of all prisoners come from New York City, but half of our maximum security prisons are at least 200 miles away from the city, some 300 miles away, right? So you've got transportation costs, hotel costs, foregone labor, foregone income costs as you take time to go visit that person in prison, right? The social and epidemiological and health and physical and emotional and familial costs of incarceration are staggering, and we can't count them. We don't know how to count them. We haven't begun to count them, but we really have no idea what these costs are. But I guarantee you that $50 billion you spend in cash on incarceration, that's just the tip of an iceberg. And there are a lot of victims who aren't necessarily the victims of crime. It's the kids and the partners and the people themselves, right? I mean, the people in prison are still people the last time I checked, right? That's a kind of a controversial position to view someone who committed a crime as still a person, but they are, right? And these are real costs, the physical harms, the sexual assault harms, right? There are a tremendous amount of costs and victimization that goes on with the punishment system itself.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt-free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month. Oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.